Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video. This is a paid request for Ronald. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. For those who have sent it in, thank you so much. And if I haven't gotten to yours yet, bear with me. It'll take some time, but I'll do the best I can whenever I can. It'll be for pretty much any type of video. Topic, reaction, review, commentary, re-review, whatever the case. But here Ronald wanted me to react to his top 10 favorite movie posters. And I have the list here. He did ask to have the posters up, so I figured I would just do it as a slideshow type of thing. Kind of like how I did some of those tier lists that are on the channel. And we start with number 10 of, again, Ronald's top 10 favorite posters. Number 10, 28 Weeks Later. Now, I'm not going to talk about the films themselves, it's just about the posters. As a poster, sorry, I get some water. It's not a bad poster. I think it fits for what the subject is at hand. Of course, it's funny, there's a whole new meaning to it after, the pandemic. But this is well before that. But, being a sequel to 28 Days Later, and is about this virus. The red just makes it seem more striking. The mask tells you the whole thing about what's going on and the danger involved. Simple, but effective. Granted, for me, not top 10 favorite, but again, this is his list. His number 9 is The Dark Knight. In particular, this one with the Batman logo in the back. I mean, I do like the picture of Batman, as in I like the pose. And yeah, I'm not going to get into the movie, just the poster. But yeah, the look of Batman on the poster, again, the pose that he has, it definitely gives him an imposing presence. The backdrop makes it seem like, okay, there's definitely a lot of danger being involved. That potentially be a bigger scale compared to Batman Begins. One thing about the poster, and I'm trying to look to see, unless I'm missing it, it doesn't really hint that the Joker is in this. I think that, I mean, great, as you say, Batman 89 doesn't as well, to be fair. But I guess I'm more lenient on that because it's the first one. Not just the first, major Batman movie, but the first of that franchise. So the logo was all you needed. But here, I would think with the second one, just to promote that, Joker would be at least some kind of hint or a card, something. The Joker card, something would be in it. I think also with that logo on the building, it reminds me of The Dark Knight Rises, which I'm not a fan of that film. The one after this. And even though Batman's supposed to be maybe though, who the hell did that Fire Batman logo? When did Batman have time to do that? And why would he have time to do that? Like, the whole city's under siege and people are dying, but you don't have time to make a bat logo on fire on the side of a building. But right, this is The Dark Knight, but I'm just saying that does happen in The Dark Knight Rises. I'm like, what the hell? But I mean, I do like the, definitely some danger, destruction, there's something going on, and to me, it kind of looks like Batman's in a game Instead of graffiti, it's like, yeah, I'll give you the ultimate graffiti, bitch. I'm gonna graffiti the whole damn building with fire too. That's my marking. It's my game. So, it's not a bad poster, just not a favorite of mine. This, of course, I absolutely agree with. That's number 8 for Ronald, Tremors. Love the poster of the Tremors. Granted, that's not what the creature looks like in the movie. Not the graboids or their tentacles. I mean, maybe you say it's kind of the tentacle creatures, but they don't have teeth like that. But at the same time, it really sells you on what kind of movie it is. It's very striking. You have your characters up top and how small they are, and you have the highlights of the town, the grocery store and the water tower. We did look at who our characters are, and we see this big, massive monster under the ground. Now, granted, it's not that big. This basically seemed like to be a megalodon version of a underground monster in the desert, but it immediately tells you the idea of, okay, it's going to be this big monster movie. Which, I mean, they are fairly big in the movie. Again, not that big, but fairly big. It's going to be a big monster movie. Maybe kind of an ode to 50s sci-fi movies. And okay, yeah, they're under the ground, and to me, it's a good way of selling the film. Although I say that, and the film did not do well at the box office, but it did on home video, and I think a lot of people saw this VHS tape and go, "What's this?" And they're curious to see if that is in the movie, that monster. As oh, it's not quite, but wow, it's actually still a pretty cool looking monster. And then, wow, you like the characters, you know. So I think, for me, it's a good way to sell it, at least on VHS tape. Now, his number 7 is Child's Play 2. Fully agree. Love the poster. I do think it's the best Chucky poster. It's definitely one of my favorites of the franchise. I really like the first 3 Child's Play films. As well as the remake, I like that one as well. So those 4. But this, I think, is a great way to sell the film. We get a look at what Chucky is. It's a great tagline. Sorry, Jack, Chucky's back. Great tagline. And you're selling the idea that Chucky's a toy and he's a murderer, so of course he's killing another toy. Gotta be a pretty horrific version of Toy Story. And poor Jack in the Box, Chucky's willing to kill whoever's in his way. And poor Jack here is in the way as well. And the fear they give on Jack's face, you feel sorry for him. Because his coal's ready to be spilt. Again, great tagline, great position pose they have Chucky. Again, the stare look on the Jack in the Box face. One toy killing the other toy, all that stuff. But again, very fun way to sell the film. Number 6, Dawn of the Dead, of course. That's how I got to see the film, is because of this poster, this cover. Wasn't exactly this, but when I was it was called Mr. Movies at the, no, On Cue. It was called On Cue way back in the day when I was a kid, and I went to this place called On Cue, and they had a VHS tape of Dawn of the Dead that was very similar to this. I'm like, what is this? When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Okay, that's a good tagline. And the zombie that you don't see the half of him and feels a bit menacing. And then when I looked at the VHS tape on the back, there were no pictures. So it made me more curious to go, what is up with what is this about? Like, what's going to happen with this movie? Got on VHS tape, got back home, watched it, loved it. Loved every minute of it. So, great poster. Number 5, Slither. Uh, it is what it is. The poster. I definitely see how it can entice the viewer because you're in a vulnerable state of affairs in the bathtub. But then lo and behold, this series of creatures are slowly getting in. Granted, I don't know how deaf you have to be or anything to not notice a whole damn smorgasbord of worm creatures slithering up into that's your bathtub. But I think what it is with this, like, it doesn't showcase any of the actors, and it doesn't showcase the comedy of what the film is. Like, this seems like something to be more, maybe not David Cronenberg, but more. What's that movie I'm thinking of? Slugs. That movie where you had some good gore and. But for the most, I mean, I was not kind of for the most part takes itself serious. Like, this is a horror comedy, and nothing about that poster really sells the comedy of it. And yeah, I don't mind it for what it is, but yeah, top 5 favorite, not for me. That's just me though. Number 4, Star Wars, of course, great classic poster cover. Just a great painting, and it really sells the film. You got the Death Star, you got all the X-wing, all the ships below the Death Star. You got Darth Vader. You got your hero in such a great pose in the air. He's ready to try to do some good. Boy, a girl, and a galaxy far, far away, as the tagline would say. Yeah, C-3PO and R2-D2 in the back. So it tells you about the movie. It tells you who the main characters are. Doesn't spoil all of them. These are the earliest characters you see. Princess Leia with the hologram. Obi-Wan Kenobi, You're My Only Hope. All that stuff. Again, beautiful painting. A lot of great work put into that. Can't complain about that being number 4. Number 3, Silence of the Lambs. I mean, definitely a poster that a lot of people would see throughout the years. Yeah, Jodie Foster, and then you got this butterfly. And it does, I believe it does feature in the film too, where this type of bug, I think, is found in one of the victims' mouths. So it was just thrown there to be whatever. And it's the title, The Silence of the Lambs, so it's making her silent in that picture. Again, I think it's a picture that works. And hell yeah, it made a lot of money, got a lot of Oscars, so maybe it helped a little bit, so that one I don't mind. Number 2, The Descent. I know you had 2 choices. Of the 2, I decided this one, since this has the full bit of business. I paused because I'm looking at it, and I get that they're forming a skull, but it just looks like they're doing a screwed up version of the YMCA. And also, nothing about this really showcases that they don't deal with monsters. So again, if you're ever seeing the film, remember, it does deal with monsters. So, I mean, it's clever to have the girls look like a skull. Death is coming for everybody, but at the same time, it doesn't really advertise itself as this. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna walk to this cave. A direction where we're going with in terms of the story, in terms of what they're doing, even really what jobs that they're in the cave and these monsters. This is what's going on, and that's the direction we need to take, and what we're doing with. Granted, I'm not saying you have to spoil the monster to be fair, but I don't know. It's not bad, but it does look like they're playing a really screwy version of YMCA or whatever the case. And number one, a Clockwork Orange. That's his favorite poster, which is definitely a memorable poster. The triangle, Malcolm McDowell. You got the blade in his hand. You had the one eyeball there. The movie, I mean, not the end of the movies. The poster works for what it's supposed to do. It's a striking image that people remember to this day. They remember that image, whether VHS or the movie poster, whatever the case. I think, yeah, I love the white around it to make it more striking and make the eyes focus more in the middle. I do like the one blade popping out of the triangle, so even that won't hold him back, and it knows no bounds, and just makes it more eye-catching to notice. Of course, the naked woman, or whatever you want to call statue, whatever, definitely at least tells a bit of the audience about the enticement this character will go through, and then the opposite of where getting rid of that can entail too. In other words, being tied down and eyes open and all that. But definitely an effective poster. So that one, I mean, it's not my favorite or top 10, but I can understand that. This, I'm like, whatever. Understand it, liked it. Again, a poster that maybe showed a bit more of the horror comedy, perhaps. Solely that. Love it. Child's Play 2, love it. Tremors, love it. I talked about those two. Now, a few of the posters I like, they just to add a bit into it. You know, the VHS cover, The Blob, I do enjoy. That always struck me when I was a kid. Of course, Aliens, which I went past. Classic poster. Got it back there. Just showing the audience, like, yep, there's a lot more to these guys. There's a lot more to come. It's not just one alien anymore. And you see her as the action hero and the protector, and definitely not only sells you on there being more aliens, but sells you on it being an action film, which is a positive. Always thought this was one of the great posters, because I just love the river of blood, pool of blood at the end of the knife, and large part of LinkedIn's eye glows, so it makes Jason Mask glow in the background. Just it being split in half and having two sides of the same coin, so to speak, or in almost like Two-Face way. I always thought that was pretty striking, memorable. And of course, just some others that I personally like. Not to get too in depth. I know this is like, oh, you can't do it because of 9/11, but no, this is a striking, like a good poster that sells you the action and adventure of the movie. Trust me, back to the day, this poster came up quite a bit in our memory of Die Hard. And this, I love the artwork. Stallone, the C4 tipped explosive arrows, the battle, you know, it felt epic. It looked epic. Again. Oh, that's actually for a request coming up. That's not here, but of course the show did a little bit of taste for people of live action when they were a cartoon, and just seeing how big New York is, so it basically gives a bit more of a darker atmosphere. So it's not going to be cartoonishly bright and colorful. There's still colors in there though. It is a certain bid scale because we're on the bid screen. But anyway, get back at hand. I did the recap for Ronald. His number 10 was 20 weeks later. 9 The Dark Knight. 8 Tremors. 7 Child's Play 2. 6 Dawn of the Dead. 5 Slither. 4 Star Wars. 3 Silence of the Lambs. 2 The Descent. And 1 A Clockwork Orange. Definitely agree. I agree on ones like Tremors and Child's Play 2 and stuff. Definitely agree on them. Dawn of the Dead. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. Thanks once again, Ronald. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.